Hello? Hi, you can come in. Okay, you can just sit right here. Hi. So, you probably already read on the flyers that I left in the dorm hallway, but I'm Bella, and I really wanted to practice doing tarot readings for people. I have never done them for anyone like myself before. So, today is free of charge. It's just for fun since I'm trying to figure out, um, how I can relate the cards to other people. Just because I feel like for me, I use it as kind of just like for journaling. So if a card is pushing me in one direction, like I already know that that is what I'm thinking. Okay. And what did you say your name was again? Okay. Okay. Right. And then what was your phone number? Just so I know that I have it down right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Just cuz I was keeping like a contact form just so I can text you guys after. Um excuse me. I know that I was just planning to sit here with my door open for the rest of the night. So yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of get right into it. So I did want to let you know, again, I'm like super new to all this stuff. But I do keep all of my cards. So I only have one deck of tarot cards and one oracle deck that I recently bought. Um, the tarot cards I bought in, I think, the MOBA on a class trip in high school. I don't know. I've always thought tarot was cool, but I I don't know. I never considered learning it for myself until I saw the art style. Oh, but anyway, my mom got me this crystal. It's an amethyst, and I have the little cleansing stick, I guess, but it makes like I don't know, it just sounds really good. But I keep these together like right next to where I keep the cards. So just so you know, I don't know. Again, I don't really know about crystals or anything. I just kind of like the idea of it, and I feel like it's something pretty intuitive that I could get into. Anyway, I put this back. Okay, and then just give me 1 second. Okay, so the cards that I have are the Starspinner Tarot by Trungles. Yeah, they're all different myths from all over the world, and the cards are really pretty. It might be kind of hard to see because of my LEDs in here, but and then the oracle deck that I have is Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I bought these kind of recently just because I was having a bad day, so I went to the crystal shop just because it's so relaxing in there, and I like to look at every single little thing. But I went there. Kind of just looking for some retail therapy, but the art on this really spoke to me. So I also have that if you want to do that after, just supplementally. But obviously, anything that you don't want to claim, don't claim it, I guess. But anyway, let me see. So, all right, I'm gonna pop these bad boys open. So we're gonna start with the Star Spinner Tarot first, and basically what I'm gonna do, since this is free and just for my practice anyway, is just I will shuffle the cards for you, and I would like to do kind of like a past, present, future kind of thing, just like a simple 3 card spread. Since I don't know, I find that's pretty effective for me for like thinking about what I want to do. Okay, so let me shuffle these. Oh, hold on. I'm not very good at shuffling either. I just kind of like throw them until something jumps out, but you'll be picking for me. And then right now, I mean, you don't have to say it out loud, but any kind of intention you want to set for, I don't know, like any question you might have or any like problem that you're having, just like think about it really hard, okay? Okay, this one kind of jumped at me. Let me stay. Okay. And then I am just gonna be kind of just like reading out of the guidebook and then this other kind of guidebook that I got. So, and then we can try and make a meaning together. And then you can tell me if you're comfortable with it, like if you felt it related to you, and if so, in what situation. Okay, so let me put these aside. Okay, so, and I do read reversals just because I feel like, sorry, I got freaked out for a second. I do read reversals since, I don't know, I feel like it's the right way to do it. Okay, so your first card is, what is that? This is going to be the Queen of Swords reversed. So, sorry, don't mind that. That's my rabbit. It is a young looking queen, and she has a snake, white snake, wrapping around her shoulders. And she's kind of like spitting out flowers, like Hanahaki disease, if you're that kind of cultured. But anyway, so this would be your past card. Okay, and let's see what that means. What I think Queen of Swords reversed. So I like to look at both of the like meanings, since I did not practice with like the standard like original deck. Just because I don't know, I'm not drawn to it at all. Okay, Queen of Swords reversed according to the guidebook that is included with the cards. It says reverse. You might be unclear about where your biases are. The Queen warns of a refusal to believe you can be anything but impartial. Your relationships guide your judgment as much as your intellect. In an effort to succinctly solve problems, you may rely on strokes that are entirely too broad. You cut off your support network in a misguided effort to come to your own conclusions. So, I think this is kind of like, so the Queen warns of a refusal to believe you could be anything but impartial. So I think it's kind of saying like you can, if there's something in your life that you feel strongly about and you're just kind of not being vocal about it or standing on it because you feel like it might upset some people, maybe like you can hold fast a little bit, like you don't have to people please. Let's see what this other book says. And this one is Tarot by Tina Gong. Okay, I got it at like literally Five Below. But I like the illustrations, and I feel like some of the reversed explanations in here are nicer than the um, included guidebook. I don't know, if it just feels like more optimistic for some of these things because I don't know, I feel like the guidebook sometimes is a little mean. Okay, Queen of Swords reverse. Keywords are critical, pessimist, bitter, grudges, cruel, and cold. Okay, interpretation. Reversed, this queen's intelligence is used as a weapon for bitterness. She may have been severely hurt in youth and is consumed by revenge, punishment, or hatred. Although her negativity is directed outward, it is likely because she feels empty within. She may be excessively critical, never satisfied, draining, and toxic. Unwillingly, she causes the same suffering to others that she herself felt. Reflection. Yes, the world is full of terrible cruelty. Do beauty, kindness, and wonder coexist beside it? Blocking out life's paradoxes makes us stagnant, sick, and weak. Do you believe that others only bring trouble and heartbreak? Without love, camaraderie, or friendship, hearts turn cold. What is the cost of being too guarded? Action. Let your guard down. Not everything is a threat, and the world isn't inherently evil. Don't nurse old wounds and let past suffering smother your chance for a happy future. Learn to trust again. Number 2, don't assign blame. Assuming malicious intent creates a cycle of negative actions and feelings. When we expect to be hurt, we act defensively, alienating others more. There is often a more benign explanation for others' behavior. A bump from your colleague's chair doesn't have to be a declaration of war. It's more likely just clumsiness. That line, whenever is the last time I got this card in reverse, I really like that line. So, not every bump of a chair is a declaration of war. So I think that's saying, in the past, it was maybe hard for you to let go a little bit of, just like not letting people in, whatever, because you're afraid to get hurt, which is totally understandable. But I think this is also pointing to kind of a suggestion to maybe like look within yourself about like your relationship with yourself and why, you know, even if it is hard to open up for others, this is your only life. And if they don't appreciate you and if you're able to not interact with them, then just don't, because and this is something I also have a problem with, like 8 billion people on this earth. Of course, not everyone is going to like you or be pleased by every single little thing that you're doing. But as long as you can live a life that you're happy with, then that's what you should do. Okay, let's check card number 2. Okay. My light in here is kind of hard to see. All right. This is the 6 of Cups. And the illustration on this card is the Little Mermaid with her statue of her lover, kind of looking longingly at him. Immediately, this one is kind of obvious, like you're kind of wanting something that's a little bit too ideal. So let's see what the guidebook says. What did I say? 6 of Cups. And this is upright. You are confronted with a moment of nostalgia. Memories of past joys strengthen your resolve and warm your heart. Old connections may be renewed, and forgotten fondnesses rekindled. You remember the moments before your ambitions made it difficult to appreciate what you have. So it sounds like in the present, you're kind of starting to reevaluate what's important to you, which is good because that last card, it sounded like, the universe was kind of pushing you to reconnect with yourself and like your community or your support system. Let's see what the other book says. I always forget like what order these are in. His cups. Okay. 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 Interpretation: to heal from her wounds, the fool seeks shelter from the present, revisiting brighter moments of her past. Here she finds refuge, comfort, and safety. This can take the form of fond memories or even a physical homecoming. She may also be searching for answers and seeking closure. She gathers strength in these warm surroundings. But she must remember not to get lost in the past. What do you miss from your past? What memories give you a feeling of contentment and security? They may be particularly comforting to you now and can serve as guidance for the future. Can you connect with your inner child to look at the world with innocence and wonder? How would your inner child feel if they met you today? And then uh, the keywords are stagnant. Oh, excuse me, that's reverse. Nostalgia, happy memories, renewing friendships, and recovery. Reconnect to the past, identify your fondest memories and who or what figured strongly in them. Try to bring those elements into your present, whether it's through getting in touch with a long lost friend or picking up a forgotten childhood hobby. Find simple pleasures in childhood. Review the world with wonder and awe. Try to look at the present with the fresh eyes of your inner child. Name the little things in life that made you happy. Okay, and I think that kind of like goes into the same thing. Maybe after the reverse of the queen, you are feeling like, you're remembering, hey, it's never really truly that serious. Unless, it is. But in like the great, great, great grand scheme of things, it really is just not that serious. And you deserve to be happy. So try and do things that made you happy before. And even if like you were picking it up for the first time now, you wouldn't, since it made you happy as a kid, like it will be fun and help you kind of like reconnect with who you were before, adulthood and everything. Okay, the last card I have is the moon reversed. So this card it's a lady in and a rabbit, and she's the moon. I know this one is my favorite card actually. It's based off of, I think it's the Chinese myth of like the lady in the moon, where she like is with the hunter and then he gets the immortality potion and then she drinks it and she lives on the moon. Anyway, her name's Chunga, I think. But that is just like the most beautiful card. And I already love renditions of that story. Okay, let's see, the moon reversed. And this is going to be for future, so like what we're thinking about going forward. In this position, the moon suggests that you may find it difficult to trust yourself. Identify the things that make you doubt your own judgment. Are you motivated by application or are you listening to your gut? You may need to examine when your decisions are informed by someone else's fears. Okay. And I think going back to like connecting with yourself and it's not that serious. What was I saying? I already forgot. When it's not that serious, I'm thinking like, I think, just like being in school, I think it's hard because you feel like you have to pick, something that's the most successful or like you think is going to make you the most money. Honestly, there's no guarantees ever. So you might as even if you do fail, you could totally fail doing the thing that like is supposed to make you super rich. So you might as well fail at doing something that you love to do, because then at least you tried it and you could always pivot, which of course is easier said than done, but it's always like comforting if I think about it for long enough when I start getting like freaked out by that. Okay. Alright, and then this one is in reverse. So keywords: fear, confusion, self-deception, anxiety, and misunderstandings. And then the reverse meaning, okay. When the moon is in reverse, the sky and the mirrored waters below have merged. We can no longer distinguish what's real, and nothing is what it seems. The fool sees many fearsome shapes spring up before her. These may be visions of emotions that she has not yet faced, of traumas that were too painful to confront. So she pushed them to the deeper realms of her unconscious. The moon represents all the power of our instincts and emotions, which can lead us towards our best selves or to a vast echo chamber. How do your emotions and instincts affect the way that you perceive the world? I keep forgetting I have a flashlight, so I can't see. What self deceptions are you holding on to? What negative emotions are you trying to avoid when you cling to these? Remember this emotion. If you're dealing with intense feelings, pause and try to remember when you felt this before. Think of the similarities between that situation and now. It's likely that this card is indicating unresolved emotions. Separate behavior and interpretation. It can be easy to misinterpret someone's facial expression and make a judgment about their character or feelings based on this. Think about what they actually did and what your assumptions were. Consider more possible reasons why people act the way that they do. Okay, so let's review what we already had. So we had the Queen of Swords reversed, which is kind of like, your discipline and like wanting to be smart is kind of getting the best of you. And then we had like the idealism right now from like nostalgia and thinking about how to connect back with things that you loved so much before. And then the last one is trying to like get a grip on reality, I guess. Just, like you may think things are super like gray area. So like the mirror of like the reflection in the lake and reality, they're like kind of merging together is the analogy that the book used. And like when you think things are really like murky kind of waters, like, oh, like just for example, like how long should I wait to text this person back if I'm interested in them, or what's the right thing to say here. But if something doesn't feel right to you about what you're saying, like I think it's kind of the same thing as the past card, like a continuation of it, just kind of, you can do the things that you want to do or adhere to the things that you want to believe without worrying too much about, how others are going to see you, because I mean, you don't actually know what they're thinking. Like, that's something I talk to my therapist a lot about and have had to like think about a lot, is that I mean, even if I think I know what people are thinking, I am not a mind reader. Like, this is one of the biggest lessons to learn, I think, is that, you can read people's body language very well and you can read facial expressions, but you'll never actually 100% know. And unless you ask the person how they feel, you shouldn't be going and acting like based off of that, because you should live kind of like authentically, as much authentically you as you can, as long as everything's okay. Okay, I think that was pretty good. And then yeah, so if you ever want to like come back and help me practice, like just let me know. I remember the first person I ever knew that did tarot was like, I have to ask you if I'm gonna do it. But I mean, whoops, popped my ring off. But I'm just looking to practice, so if you ever want like a reading and I'm not doing homework or anything, just text me or knock on the door. So yeah, I hope you get back to your room safely. I don't know how far away you are from me, but yeah. hope you have a good night.